Today we'll talk about Brexit.
Good morning everybody. Welcome to Brexit Talk Show. Today our guests are going to tell you the truth about Brexit. Let's start. First of all, let's ask Mr. Gentiloni, the Italian Prime Minister, who is with us today, to explain our audience what the European Union is.
Hi everybody. It's a pleasure for me to be with you today. So, let me tell you just a few words about the EU. The European Union, often known as the AU, is an economic and political partnership involving 28 European countries. It began after World War II to foster economic cooperation. It has grown to become a single market allowing goods and people to move around, basically as if the member states were one country. It has its own currency, the euro.
Thank you Mr. Gentiloni, you were really clear. Now I'll ask Mr. Cameron, former British Prime Minister, who resigned the day after the referendum, to tell us what Brexit means.
It is a word that has become used as a shorthand way of saying the UK leaving the EU, merging the words Britain and exit to get Brexit. A referendum was held on Thursday the 23rd of June 2016, to decide whether the UK should leave or remain in the EU. 52% of the population voted for leaving the EU.
Thanks a lot Mr. Cameron. That was unexpected. It's now time to ask the actual British Prime Minister, Mrs. May, to explain who wanted to stay in the EU and why.
Good morning. It was hard for me, because I was against Britain leaving the EU, but I will respect the will of the people. Now I'll tell you who voted against the leaving. The Conservative Party remained neutral in the campaign. The Labour Party, Scottish National Party, the Green Party and the Liberal Party were all in favour of staying in. Even US President Barack Obama wanted Britain to remain in the EU, as did other EU nations such as France and Germany.
You made a good point, Mrs. May. Now Mr. Cameron, can you tell us who wanted to leave the EU and, above all, why?
The UK Independence Party has campaigned for many years for Britain's exit. They said Britain was being held back by the EU, because it imposed too many rules on business. They wanted Britain to take back full control of its borders and reduce the number of people coming to Britain to live and or work.
Thank you Mr. Cameron, really interesting. Now Mrs. May, when will Britain actually leave Europe?
We have to wait for the Supreme Court final decision, but we intend to leave by the end of May 2017.
How long will it take to Britain to leave the EU?
The UK will have 2 years to negotiate its withdrawal. But no one really knows how the Brexit process will work.
It's so unpredictable, isn't it? It's time to ask Miss Pippa Middleton, who is with us today, what will happen to EU citizens living in the UK?
Hello everybody. It is a pleasure to be with you. EU nationals who have lived in the UK for 5 years will be able to stay.
And what will happen to UK citizens working in the EU?
It depends on what the UK agrees with the EU. If the government opted for work permit restrictions, Britons would have to apply for visas to work.
Thank you Miss Pippa. And now let's ask a British citizen, Mrs. Pamela Smith, if British citizens will need a visa to travel to the EU.
There are many countries outside the European Economic Area that British citizens can visit for up to 90 days without needing a visa. And it is possible that such arrangements could be negotiated with European countries.
Will the EU still use English? Mrs. May, what can you tell us about it?
Yes, there will still be 27 other EU states in the bloc, and others wanting to join in the future, and the common languages tends to be English.
Thanks a lot. Well now, it's all for today. Thank you for watching our Brexit talk show and goodbye. Thank you all for coming, it has been a pleasure talking to you.